I came here to kick tookuses and to talk about common advice that sucks. And I'm all out of tookuses. So let's get going. You know those common things you say, like,
just be yourself.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Do what makes you happy. This hot honey makes my belly go yum chicky yum.
Okay, maybe not that last one, but those are things we say to motivate, to make people feel better, to highlight what's important, to make sure you're on the right track of life. Or the main reason I say them, to avoid awkward conversation and fill the silences, and I don't know what else to say. Well, these phrases are, shall we say, mostly stupid because they oversimplify a complicated problem, contradict each other, are so cliche that they phase through the brain like Ghost and Ant-Man 2, and usually are absolutely false. We should forget about them and never mention them again. Therefore, I'm going to go through 5 of them in great detail. Here's some terrible advice. Just be yourself. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. You're worried about what to do, how to behave. What do other people do in this situation? What's the right course of action? Well, Buttercup, you don't have to worry about that. All you gotta do is just be yourself. Bullshit! Here's why. 1, who the am I? Maybe the crisis you're having right now is you don't know who you are. You're moody. You're wishy-washy. Sometimes you go to the club and you want to be, how they say, jiggy alongside it, but sometimes you want to be jiggy within. In other words, people are so changeable.
I'm so changeable.
So when you tell someone just be yourself, it's useless. You're basically saying,
snap out of it!
Which might actually work sometimes, but probably not. Also, that's assault. Another reason this sucks, your true self might be a terrified widow mousy. You're probably getting this advice because you have to do something you don't want to do, or you're afraid to do it. If I were my true self in these situations, here's what I would do. Run away to the nearest couch, bottle of whiskey, and bag of Dove Promises dark chocolate, and waste away like Christian Bale in The Fighter, or Christian Bale in The Machinist, or Christian Bale in Rescue Dawn. Or alternatively, Christian Bale in American Hustle, depending on your waste away style. You may actually be an asshole. I do hide my true feelings pretty often because at my core, I am a critical jerkface. In my head, I'm critical of everything, including myself. It's probably why I'm able to edit the scripts for my videos and videos for my videos. I brutally take down my own ideas and show no mercy. Oh, you're bad. Oh, you're so bad at this. Oh yeah, please. One more time. Oh yeah. But if I were my uncensored critical self all the time, people just wouldn't want to be around me, or want to be around me less than they already do. I don't know. Some people might not want to be around me. I'm not gonna ask them. But also, sometimes, rarely, my critiques turn out to be wrong, and I'm glad I didn't say anything. Learning how to utilize the right aspects of yourself in the right context is probably more useful than just being your uncensored self all the time. And safer. But it sounds cooler to say be yourself than to say
just be careful, man. Just tread lightly and censor yourself sometimes.
But truthfully, I think about things in the past that I wanted to say and didn't, and I'm glad I didn't. So what do you say instead to someone who's worried about how to behave or what to do with something coming up? I don't know if this is super helpful, but how about be tactful? Learn how to be tactful. Here's some books on it. Here's a WikiHow article. Here's what AI says. Yeah, and you could be like, bullcrap, be honest, speak your mind. Okay, Roseanne Barr. Moving on. Money can't buy happiness. This is true and false, and I'll get to that in a moment. But first, speaking of money, I would like to thank the sponsor of this video, Beam, and their hot cocoa that helps me sleep, Dream. You may know I'm a terrible sleeper, but Dream really does help me sleep. I have it nearly every night. It's super simple. You got a powder, you get some hot water, you mix it together. It's a delicious cocoa. It's got a lot of really good ingredients in it that help relax you and help you sleep. Epigenin, reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, and melatonin. I like the chocolate peanut butter, but hey, different butters for different nutters, you know what I'm saying? It really works. When I have the cocoa towards the end of the night, it actually makes me want to go to sleep earlier because going to sleep too late is a big problem for me. And then I easily fall asleep and it helps me stay asleep. There's a CBD version and a non-CBD. I do non-CBD because I really like non and I thought maybe that had something to do with it, but it has nothing to do with it. But I still go with non-CBD. But in a clinical trial with the CBD version, 93% of participants had a more restful sleep and woke up feeling refreshed. So shop early access to Beam's biggest sale ever when you click shopbeam.com/WheezyWaiter or scan the QR code on screen right now to get up to 50% off. Is that QR code over my face right now? So I'm just gonna move around so you see my face. But remember, you gotta use the code, no code necessary. There is no code necessary. For a limited time, don't sleep on it. That is all. Thank you, Beam. I look forward to drinking you later. Now, money can't buy happiness. This advice is useful for someone whose only goal is that dollar bill and they're going to abandon their family and their friends and their dogs and their hamsters and their mental health and their physical health and their time they could have used playing Nintendo to get it. But money can absolutely make your life better, especially, did you hear my voice crack? Absolutely make, that's how passionate I am about this. Especially if you don't have very much, or even if you do have enough, but you want a little more. Like, say you can pay all your bills and you have little to no debt, but you also want to take your family to Italy. You come into a little more money and then you take your family to Italy and you got to see Italy. Your life's better. If you're from Italy, then maybe go somewhere else, like southern Italy. I hear that's really nice. That's where they shot The Godfather, so check it out. Or more practically than vacation, you could use the extra money for better healthcare, therapy if you need it, better appliances, just more comfortable stuff that just makes your life better. Now, it probably won't solve your deep existential dread from living in a meaningless universe, but it's gonna get you closer. So choosing a thing for the sole purpose of making more money can be a good thing. Totally valid. And it seems to me if you had enough money to literally be able to do whatever you want all the time, whenever you want, that would probably be better. Yes, it won't solve all your problems. Look at how unhappy so many rich people are. And I find that I get the most happiness out of having a purpose and making something that makes other people happy or helps other people in some way. And a good way to fulfill your purpose on your own terms would be to have a lot of money. So, this is mostly bullshit. Sure, I think it's more accurate to say money won't solve all of your problems. Mo money, mo problems. It might be a little true, but it's more like mo money, proportionally less problems.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I meant proportionally fewer problems. Also, tying problems to money is really complicated and everyone's problems are different. This is actually a really problematic thing to talk about. Moving on.
Hard work equals success. Yes, to make an omelet, you do gotta crack a few eggs and shred a few cheeses, some peppers and onion and tomato. Add some chives and parsley, 1 tablespoon of butter, 1 to 2 tablespoons of milk, depending on how fluffy you want it. The point is, you're probably not going to achieve your lofty goals without some nose to the grindstone, some of that elbow grease. There are a lot of metaphors for hard work, but hard work does not guarantee success, and you shouldn't feel that life requires you to work hard to achieve some lofty goal in order to lead a full life. I just made a video about the value of laziness, after all. There have been many times that I have busted my proverbial tuchus on a video and hardly anyone cared about it, and then another video that I pooped out and everyone loved it. Tuchus. The amount of hard work you put in does not equal the same amount of success. It's not, life isn't fair. With the internet attention economy, which is the area that I work in, it's less about the difficulty of the work and more about the kind of work that a lot of people are gonna care about. And being able to sustain that work over the long haul. Certainly to get where I am today, I do feel like I worked pretty darn hard for a long time. But hard work itself does not guarantee anything, and if you go into it thinking that, you're probably gonna get frustrated. In the early days of YouTube, I was making videos every weekday to almost no one, and making no money, and still I didn't feel like I was owed anything. It all felt extra, and avoiding any frustration or expectation of a result probably is what kept me going. Make stuff for no reason. Dare to be pointless and enjoy it. That's the best. And doing all that work early on taught me how to do it better and to know what it feels like to actually do it all the time. Like to know if I wanted to make it my job. So instead of hard work equals success, maybe it should be something like do hard work to learn stuff. Or for shirts and giggles.
But I'm just talking about hard work on your personal projects. If we're talking about a job, you should be paid well for hard work.
Okay, how about this stupid advice? Do what makes you happy. Okay, yes. That's stupid. Here's why. 1, it's hard to know what'll make you happy. 2, it's probably multiple things, which is why you're having trouble making the choice. 3, the thing that makes you happy could just be the Craig trifecta, couch, whiskey, and Dove Promises dark chocolate. 4, it could seem like nothing makes you happy. You could be depressed and need professional help. 5, nothing will actually make you happy 100% of the time, and it's ridiculous to expect that. But okay, I know, if you're saying that to someone, you're trying to motivate, to be kind, to give them perspective. I get where you're coming from. The land of bullshit! And let's do one more piece of common advice, because 5 is a good round number. Here's some dumb advice. Live each day as if it were your last. Okay, so that means I should call up all my friends and family and tell them that I love them and I treasure our time together on this planet every day. Buy a ton of life insurance every day. Make sure my wife has all my passwords so that she can keep taking care of the financial stuff and update everyone on social media. Actually, I should sell all my social media accounts. Check into the hospital and have them anesthetize? Doesn't matter, this is my last day. Put me under so there's no suffering. And done. I am, of course, being ridiculous. When people say that, they're saying, get out of your comfort zone. Take the big leap. Chase after your dreams. You're in a rut, pal. Go out and do the thing you've always wanted to do right now. And that might help Walter Mitty lead his secret life, or Truman get out of his show, or Stella get her groove back, or Aaron get her Brockovich. But it could also help Michael Douglas with Falling Down, or Nicolas Cage leave Las Vegas.
Snap out of it!
That's not from Leaving Las Vegas. Leaving Las Vegas is too depressing. But also, planning, avoiding danger, saving up for something big, mental and physical exercise, delayed gratification can make things better later. You can overdo worrying about constant maintenance at the expense of enjoying right now, but you can also underdo worrying about constant maintenance at the expense of left later. Also, living like it's your last day implies that all the best things about life are just enjoying immediate gratification. I often find the best enjoyment out of working on a thing for a while and finishing it and doing something useful, finding a purpose, an ongoing purpose that helps the world or just makes me feel like I matter. And that's not just about seeking out the pleasure of the things that I've always wanted to do. It's just about feeling useful. And that has little to do with whether I die today or not. I truly do fantasize about, like, what if I'm just useful right up until the day I die rather than farting around for the last 10 years. Unless I can figure out a way to make my farts useful. Oh, that'd be great. Can we somehow capture fart gas and use it to fertilize or something? Is that a thing? Took us. In conclusion, so basically what I'm saying is all of this advice taken literally is pretty stupid. If you want to lead a good life, it all comes down to a moving target of balance. And that's annoying, but also interesting. So, with all that said, I guess here's some common advice I'll leave you with. Keep doing stuff. Sometimes do other stuff. Also, do nothing. Often. That's all. YouTube thinks you'll like that video. I have a Patreon if you want to support me. We do monthly, these days, Jackbox hangouts. And I guess that's about it. Damn it. It's cold in here. Took us. Absolutely make